It's just
constantly just out of breath in the background.
Bleeding out behind.
So, this is Jeff.
This is David.
Hi, David.
Hi, Jeff.
We are playing Nioh.
Not Dark Souls.
It's not Dark Souls.
Woo.
This is a Dark Souls-like.
Right. Now, you are using your Lightfoot and Invisibility talismans to just run through real quick and do the
correct.
things.
This is upscaled from 720 because I had recorded this a long time ago, but it's fine. I was like, I actually do have footage of getting the signal fires. I should put that in here.
Yes.
Signal fires make the boss much easier. This is the Bozu fight, which is awful.
Yes. The second awful boss fight.
Centipede was awful because it was boring, even though it had an interesting environment to fight in. This one is awful because it has way too much health, and you can be instant killed in a number of ways, which are not fun. It's never fun.
Yeah.
But you can also, there's ads. Unless you, as I'm doing right now, go and light all the signal fires. There's 3 signal fires, sort of bonfires in the boss room, and the 3 sort of corners, I guess 2 corners, and then 1 side, forming a little triangle. And at 2 points in the boss fight, little slimes will jump in, but if the fires are there, they'll be instantly killed. So you don't have, there's no ads if you light all the fires.
Which is super
also,
important.
you can use the fires to set your weapon on fire, because the boss is super duper ultra super weak to fire attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be doing that because I'd rather just not have the ads. So.
Right.
Plus, I have the talismans, fire talismans from the Nioh or what have you, magic tree.
Right.
So there, I've got 2 of them, 2 fire talismans equipped.
And that should be enough.
I'll actually use 3 because on my equipment, my purple pants, they have a low chance to give you infinite Nioh.
Oh, okay.
So that actually procs in this fight. That was just a very fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
That's not always bad. It was like 5% chance. So that way that I get actual 3 uses out of it. The actual fight takes way too long is the problem. Yeah. It's very easy to get distracted out of boredom and accidentally die or accidentally kill yourself, which sucks. Because you have to fight this guy at the edge of the arena. So here's a little primer about how to not fall off and die. When you move the left stick, you'll fall off and die. If you're only hitting attack buttons, so if you're attacking and stepping forward, he won't actually, it'll stop him.
Mm-hmm.
He won't step forward if you're using just attack buttons. Dodge will also make you fall off.
Right.
So as long as the left stick is neutral, you'll be okay. His little damp hug. This is the best attack because you don't even have to dodge or do anything. You just keep attacking. This is just kind of... He's not good at hugging.
Right.
I think it's part of the problem. The rest of the attacks where he just spits stuff at you, it's just a dodge to the left, dodge to the right. It's the quick headbutt, which I just kind of combine these together. You get the yokai puddle or the ship. A piece of a ship. He just spits at you.
Oh, okay.
The ship can be blocked. I think can the yokai puddle be blocked? I don't know if it does water chip damage or not. It actually probably does because it's water. But it also leaves behind a little yokai realm. Here's the single-handed one.
Arm slam.
As soon as the arm goes up to the top, it's just 1 second later it'll be slamming down. And I find it easiest to just back off a little bit because you don't want to walk forward and off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And then just 2 dodges to the side since I'm using mainly mid stance.
Mm-hmm.
And then after X number of attacks, I don't know if it's set or if it's random, it'll jump to the other side. And then you repeat until phase 2. There's also this attack, which is basically an instant kill.
Yep, got me.
Death Laser. He reels his head back first. Frequently, he'll take a little bit longer. This is the quick Death Laser, which is even worse. If you're trying to help someone fight, this is usually what kills. Either you or the host, I guess.
It killed me
because it's just.
I was like, oh, he's rearing back. What's happening? Oh, yeah. And I'm dead.
Yeah, it's just a stupid gotcha that is just very annoying in a game that is otherwise pretty good with boss attack patterns and whatnot. It does way too much damage. And for the most part, it'll do maximum damage, because if you see him kind of like reel back to do an attack, if you haven't seen him before, you would probably assume that he's going to do one of his spit attacks, which is not unusual. So this is the longer one. He kind of charges up, and that one's much more reasonable to dodge.
Right.
Like, there's a sort of classic anime like drawing in lines effect.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of like, oh, okay, something's going to happen. Wave motion gun. Literal wave motion gun is going to hit me. There's the phase change. You can see the little, the elixirs and loot that popped out of the air there is from the ads that got thrown in. This is the second phase of the fight. Technically, even though he's a blob, there is a front and a back to the blob.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're on the back side of the blob, he will jump up to turn around and attack you. Which, if you want to be super safe, you can just do that. You just run to behind him. Stupid face slam. It is much better at hitting you than you think. This is the reason that it's hard to get a no damage run. It's if you roll too early, the tracking will just follow you right along with your roll. Arm whip is naturally when you're close up. But yeah, if you want to just be super safe and boring, just like run behind him. We'll be doing some of that. The camera behind the bonfire is not great. So now we're behind him, so he'll jump and turn around, and he'll get squishy, and you have like 1 second or 2 seconds, and then he does a little AoE again. So there's an AoE, and then he gets tired for like 1 or 2 seconds, and then there's another AoE. So you have enough time to just go ahead and do poke, and just jump back out.
You could also, I guess, ready your cannon when he jumps, and then blast his face.
He takes like 2 times damage for fire, and he also takes more damage in the glowing weak spot.
Right.
I have fire dog on, but it's at this point in the game, it's so early on, like it doesn't last long. I don't even get hit by anything, but
right, it just doesn't last that
long. It's over.
Yeah. You got like half a good combo in.
And I've already used my fire amulets.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, you can go like at this point, it would probably be pretty safe to set your weapon on fire because the ads are gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, whatever. I'm already.
Do the torches relit if you fail? Woof.
Yes, torches relit if you fire again. Which I think means that they relight if you try again.
Those are the words that I tried to make happen.
Very good.
Again, I talk for a living. Why is this a problem still? How many years? How many years have we been doing this?
Like 7 or 8?
Yeah.
And that's just recording and playing video games.
Yeah.
This is the whole fight though. There are not any more attacks. The safest way, like I said, is to go behind and have him flip around. Fastest way is to have a weapon that's on fire and then attack his weak point. So that's maybe not that unusual.
Right.
Attack. Pro tip: attack the glowing weak point for massive damage.
Weird.
Yeah.
So,
this is at least it's more interesting than the Great Centipede. It's just worse. I don't know.
So
this is
what I want to talk about now instead of the super boring boss fight.
It's almost over, but it's basically over.
So have you ever played Off?
I don't think I know what that is. What is that?
Off is a French RPG made with RPG Maker that is very minimalistic, also really weird, and the sound design, I should say, instead of just music, the sound design is super top-notch. I do recommend it. It's not a happy game, by the way. Super duper not. It's you might get some Undertale vibes from it a little bit, but
or what's that other one? The Nightmare game.
Yumi Nikki?
Yumi Nikki.
Yeah. It's a little
bit like that.
I mean, there's combat. It's an RPG.
Okay.
But it's
not as stripped down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I do recommend playing it. The combat is never particularly hard, and like you can get up to level 40 or something like that, and you can beat the game at level 20 something.
Okay.
So it's not designed to be a old school RPG slog. It's just
I have some experience using RPG Maker in order to create an RPG experience where you have a low level limit and the combat is not necessarily supposed to be hard or hitting.
Right.
A little bit of experience.
Yes. So it's like that, except the art assets are much simpler than your game.
Okay.
So it's.
Finally died.
You finally died. Oh my god.
Great. Dance, William, dance. Happy is.
But I recommend Off if you want a very interesting example of what you can do with very limited pixel art style assets.
Is it like stark black and white only kind of thing?
Some of the characters are. It's essentially way to phrase it.
It sounds like vaguely familiar. Like I feel like I might have seen some of this before.
So every character, every NPC or yourself or whatever, are black and white, but the environments themselves have some color in them, and it's generally one or two colors. Or a couple shades of a specific color for the environment.
Like a Game Boy game or something.
A bit more vibrant than that. So, like, your main character is black and white, but the area he's walking around, the water around it is, a little bit pink, but the ground you're walking on is blue or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mainly the sound design. The sound design is what got me. Because the writing is good, everything about it is good, as far as like building up this setting. But the sound design is what really made some of the moments just like not pleasant, if that makes sense. Like it's a thing.
I am a fan of good creepy sound design.
Yeah,
like David Lynch.
So for you, those at home wondering, Jeff Super Duper has been watching the new season of Twin Peaks.
Yes.
I have not, because I am a big weenie. My wife has.
You haven't even seen the old seasons.
I've seen like 5 episodes of the first season, and I know all about Deadly Premonition.
So yeah, you've definitely had the most of the experience,
right?
Kind of, yeah.
But no, it's it reminded me a lot of Yume Nikki as far as just like the setting being like when the setting was comfortable, then all of a sudden there would be something about the setting that stopped being comfortable, or it was just weird to begin with because it's supposed to be a dreamscape. This is not supposed to be a dreamscape. It's a little bit open-ended. But the author will talk about it, and he'll be like, if people are positing theories that he thinks are just like, no, he'll actually say things. So there is a little bit more of that in there, just because some of the issues are the fact that it was written in French and then translated to English, and a couple of important lines were not translated properly.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is always a danger.
Yes. So make sure you get the latest translation patch of the game if you can. But that was Off. We were playing Nioh.
Yeah. I mean, we'll still play Nioh.
It's still pretty good.
That's the Umi Bozu. It's fine. It just has too much health.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, the instant death.
The instant death stuff. I don't see why there's a reason why they can't just disable you walking off. There's no point. There is no benefit to having it so that if you just accidentally tap the left stick, you walk off. When they already have the system designed in place where you do not walk off if you're attacking. Yeah. And since you are going to be mostly attacking the boss because that's how you get it to die. It's just a gotcha where you just walk in and you're like, oh, I pressed the left stick and dodged. I should have dodged backwards because there was a broken plank and then whatever.
Now you're dead.
Died. because, you know, William can't swim in full suit of armor. Oh, wait, that's literally how he escaped the Tower of London in the intro.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
You fight Derek, Saoirse gets stolen.
I'm being sarcastic.
And then
I remember.
Literally, you swim away in full armor. So it's like, there's clearly he can swim.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, this was just a bad design. I think that's just a bad design decision.
I think it's just
because there isn't any other. Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. They should change that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've read plenty of the Reddit threads on Bozu and stuff, and it seems like general consensus is that the Bozu and then before that the Inma are kind of like gatekeepers of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, do you know how to play the game? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I disagree with that on Bozu because it's the entire mission before that is, do you know how to not walk off ledges into the water?
Right.
So like, you don't need that. You don't need that stupid extra layer in the boss fight. You just want to fight the boss.
I mean, if the boss fight had been a slightly bigger arena, or just bigger arena where you're fighting the large Bozu, and then he gets smaller as you fight him and gets faster and gains more attacks, but there are still, open patches around the outside of the arena where you can fall and die if you're not careful. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, maybe so. But the way it is structured, you have to literally be one step away from dying in order to hit him.
Right.
Which is counterintuitive and stupid because none of the other bosses are like that. There's no other boss in the game or DLC so far that has like an instant death like hit in the actual fight. So it's not teaching you anything useful. It's just being punitive.
Doesn't the Great Centipede have a hole you can fall down and die?
I guess it does. I guess there is a hole.
I mean, it's a bad boss, so
yeah, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. There is that hole though,
mm-hmm.
right? So you might be able to run off and die that way.
Right.
I can't think of any other bosses that kind of hazard.
Mm-hmm.
And also that one's just one hole, and it's a super huge arena instead of just a slightly small one that is completely surrounded by. And not even completely surrounded, but like the bonfires, they're kind of like on rickety outcroppings, so like stick out a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a flat, like square arena. So you can just kind of like slip between the boards. And, whatever. It's all. He's dead though. He's not particularly hard once you know that fundamental thing, which is not told to you at all ever. I don't see. I mean, I don't know how I would have figured that out if I just read about it, where it's like, oh yeah, if you are not pressing any directions, you have neutral stick input, you won't fall off when attacking. Yeah, that seems pretty important. Because I would just assume that would not be the case and would just be doing very small combos very carefully at the edges of things.
Right, because that's every other game like this that we've played.
Every other game. There was nothing that seemed to indicate that they would be any way different.
Mm-hmm.
So, alas, Bozu's dead. Hooray!
Hooray! If you've liked
stupid little blob.
Yep, let's do the thing.
Oh, you can do the thing.
Oh, okay. That's not what you meant by do the little blob.
No, I was still talking about the Bozu, but I guess you can do the other blob thing.
I guess blur blob, gleep gloop. So if you like this. And you would like to support us in doing that, feel free to go to our Patreon, where you can pledge to give so much money per month, which helps us do this more and more often, hopefully to where we're doing it more full time. If you don't want to do the monthly pledge, you can give us a one-time tip on PayPal. Paytown.
Going down to Paytown, get my money.
Paytown seems like the shadiest, just like Ace Check Cash Express.
Yeah, please. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Don't go to Paytown to get money.
That's such a bad idea.
It's not a good idea.
Legal or illegal in most states. Usury laws are a thing. So PayPal to give us a one-time tip. If you can't support us financially at all, that's fine. Like, comment, subscribe, tell people about the show. Word of mouth is how people find out about us. Assuming you listened to like 14 minutes past the end of the video or whatever it was to get to this point.
It hasn't been quite that long. It was a longer video. There's more to say strategy-wise on this one.
Right. And if you would like to see us play live, we stream Tuesdays from 7 to 9 Pacific Standard Time.
That is correct.
On Twitch.
I cannot stress enough. Don't go to Baytown. I'm not saying it's always a bad idea. Just usury.
Yes. Yeah.
That's my usual joke.
Oh, I just got it. Oh, damn it.
I feel like there wasn't enough sighing, so I kind of felt like maybe you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't get it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Nioh.
Okay, I will stop recording. Okay. Obviously, I have to go out on that high note.
Of David crying, yes.